Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to another edition of Soccer As We Like It, the Man United direction. As you know, today's Sunday, where we talk about our Sunday supplement and everything that's happened during the week and everything that's planned to happen next week. As you know, there's no football this weekend due to the international break, but we are here to talk about Manchester United and football players who play for the international break. Yesterday, we as United on the channel, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and help support this channel. Thank you so much by subscribing to our channel and sharing our content. We're on all the social media platforms: Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Tubler, and Spotify. Thank you very much. Right. Yesterday, we did a video in reference to who do you think are United's biggest flops? When I say the biggest flops, I'm talking about past and present players who have come to United, been bought by United, even under Sir Alex, because he bought a few dodos in his time that they were bought, they didn't deliver. They were poor. They didn't adapt. They were just a waste of space and a waste of money and shipped out goodbye and good night. But the list is endless. I came out with we decided who was the king of the flops. Who was the king of the flops? As in, who was the biggest flop? As in, money wise, waste of time. Wages, waste of time. Playing ability, waste of time. Goals or whatever, he was absolutely a waste of time and a waste of space and shipped out goodbye and good night. That's who will be crowned the king of the flops. If you know who that is, tell us who your king of the flops are, because we did it yesterday. Check our video out and see who was our king of flops. Who we had. We had Devin from Tampa, United fan from Tampa in Miami. And we had the controversial one, Bemsy from Houston Red Army talking. And I gave my uh, top 20, I mean, top 10 um, biggest flops of Manchester United football that I know of, that I can remember. There's some that slipped through the cracks, but yeah. But I'm just saying it is what it is. But right, let's get right into it. As we know, today's Sunday, and next week, this time next week, we would have already played our Manchester derby against Manchester City. Hopefully, we would have got a result, a point or 3 points, but not a 0 point. Hopefully, fingers be crossed. As it stands, the players on international break. Varane playing very well for France. Um, Martinez playing well for Argentina. Casemiro, Fred, and Anthony for Brazil. The UK. The funny thing here is this is what some people I think is taking the bloody piss here. So Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw haven't played like since week 2 for Man United, as in after the Brentford calamity and after the Brentford travesty, they haven't played the shirt for United. That's in the started, but they were guaranteed starting lineup regular spots in England. So how did they get into the England squad when Sancho, who's played consistently and scored and is on form, didn't even get a call up? Hmm, is that not something funny? But well, I don't know what to say. Um, Maguire and Luke Shaw. Maguire, Maguire. They got call ups, but they haven't played. They haven't played in about 5 games for United. But Sancho has been consistent and scoring. So how are these players being picked? Based on what? Based on what they did in the Euros or what they did currently? So I actually thought you are selected based on your current form. But this goes back to those days whereby there were times where Alan Shearer was off form, but he was always started. He was always picked over players who were over strikers who were on form ahead of him. That's what I mean. There were times Andy Cole was on form, playing in the better United team. Alan Shearer was struggling at a Newcastle team, or whatever team he was then, Blackburn or Newcastle. But Alan Shearer was always picked. So sometimes some things don't add up. You know what I mean? So that's the mystery sometimes of selection international team. It should be based on your current form, not on what you did last summer, 2 summers ago, or your name. It should be based on what you are doing currently, right here, right now. See what I mean? So I find it absolutely strange how a player is selected based on what they had previously done, but not picked players who are currently on form currently for their teams. So where is the fairness there? Let's just use the word fairness. So we can see there's no fairness. We can see it looks like a bit of favoritism, some nepotism going on there. But this is football and politics combined. But I think Sancho deserves to be in the England team. I think he's been on form. He's been scoring goals both in the Europa and in the Premier League. He's done well. He's been consistent. He's upped his levels. And as you can see from England's game, they didn't do well against Italy. They needed better attacking options. But Italy did what was needed to be done, and England are, some say, relegated. Some say that's Harry Maguire's fifth relegation in his career. I don't even care about all that. What I do care about is the players United have now are doing well. Did you see Portugal yesterday? Ronaldo getting battered, broken nose, but still was able to provide assists for Delo and Bruno. You know, the Portuguese crew did well. Um, Malaysia was on the bench for Holland. McTominay played very well for Scotland. Um, Everton scored a beautiful scorcher against for Denmark. Bruno played well. Rashford is injured, so he didn't play for England. I don't know if Elanga. I don't know if Elanga. If many of you guys know, I don't know if did Elanga play for Sweden. I don't know. Is Lindelof still injured? Is Lindelof still injured? Right. Also going to talk about Ronaldo putting his body on the line, getting battered. I mean, his nose was broken or battered. He looked like he was. The way that keeper came out, clattered him, felt like um um a crane. You know the cranes they put in the salvage yards that are trying to demolish things. He just went like pooh, and he just went bow. But he's a tough old cookie, isn't he? So other than that, now let's talk about what Ten Hag plans. Ten Hag has said, and he emphasized, I need to still improve this squad. So he's saying he needs another right back as a backup. He also needs a striker just in case Ronaldo leaves in January. But after the meeting between Eric Murtoff and what's his name now? Oh God, Arnold and the board, they decided that United don't need to spend money in January. I think Ten Hag has already told them they need to spend money in January. But what John Murtoff said, this was an astronomical summer transfer that we would not be giving all. So he was indirectly trying to say not all transfers are going to be like this, which is trying to say that this was a one-off. So don't get too excited. Don't get too carried away. We will not be spending that kind of money in the next transfer window, and we only spend this in the summer. Trying to say there will be no spending in January. But what he failed to realize as a director of football, that he is an absolute clown, because what we spent on Martin is 100 million euros. He was 45 million in June. And Eric Ten Hag said, go and get me this player at that point at 45 million. United didn't do that. They waited and chased their tails, chasing De Jong, who came out to say recently, I was not planning to leave Barcelona. I was always planning to remain. So that trip he made in his jacket in the hot sun, what the hell was that about? Just PR? That, oh, we're trying. So is this inconsistent, poor visualization and organizational structures that they don't seem to know what they need to do when they should do at the right time. It is a case of the guy was 45 million in May. You waited till August and then the price went up double. And you're now complaining that with the money we spent there is going to be used for that money. So what they're trying to say is, what the board are trying to say is, we've taken next summer's budget this summer. Tell me how the fuck that's possible. How stupid can that be? This is this summer, that's next summer. So what you're literally trying to say is, oh, the money we spend now, we spend that in advance. So we're not getting any more. How are we going to improve this squad? This squad still has a lot of things to be tweaked and touched and adjusted. If these fools think this is the finished article, then they must be living in La La Land, which I believe they always have been living in La La Land. We actually believe they live in the real world, which obviously shows they don't live in the real world. Because if they live in the real world, things that are so easy and realistic and so simple and so straightforward, they go round and round and round and sing Ring a Ring of Roses, A Pocket Full of Roses, Jack and Jill Will Up the Hill. They sing all the nursery rhymes and go round. By the time they come back like Jack and Jill fell down the hill with the price has gone up. Because no one's waiting for your slowness. You are slower than a crippled turtle walking backwards. That is how slow this club, organization, recruitment, however you want to call it. That's how bad we are. Because we take too much time to think, well, we're always monitoring the situation. We monitor. We must have the prize of the best monitoring team there is. Because we are always monitoring, looking, watching, but barely take action. Now there's talk of Billingham coming in January. He's not coming in January for 125 million. Get the fuck out of it. Because Borussia Dortmund are not going to sell him. Not for that. And United are not going to spend that kind of money. Not going to happen. There's talk about Gabco coming in January. No. The board has said they're not affording it. Even though Ten Hag said he will still need some more players in January. Say Ronaldo goes. If you're watching us, don't forget to smash a like. Don't forget to drop a comment if you want to talk. And if you want me to give a shout out, don't forget to drop a comment, and we shall give you a shout out on this great Sunday, starting a new week tomorrow. Sunday was the beginning of a new week. But the point here is this: look at it just from a critical angle, right? This club organizational structure. It's okay pulling out dividends. It's okay pulling that out, but since they are not putting their own money in, so what they're doing, right, is loaning out and paying the loan. Say it's robbing Peter to pay Paul. That's what they're doing. They're not putting their own money in the club. They're just taking out. Oh, we'll own you. We'll loan you. We'll give you the money back when we get this money back. So they'll take from here and pay this, and take from there and pay that. But there's still a debt in between. The stadium needs infrastructure. It needs improvements. The stadium is falling apart. We are not even a state of the go. If you go to White Hart Lane, I mean, my mate Ian, he's a Tottenham hardcore Tottenham, and that place is a bloody state of the art, mate. Look at Emirates, state of the arts. I've been to Emirates with my friend Greg. He's a gunner. Ian says it's a state of the art, mate. Even Empty-Head, we love about City. The stadium is. It might not be as big, but it's not falling apart because they've updated the facilities. Remember when Ronaldo came back, he said there was I don't know if he said inside the jacuzzi or something, there was a crack or broken something in 2009 when he left. It's still there in 2022, mate. What does that say? In 13 years, the guy left. They ain't fixed it. Exactly. Isn't that hard to comprehend? It's so hard to comprehend because it just shows how tight. But what I just realized, right? These Glazers are one of the smartest people out there, and they have one of the best PR teams. I mean, one of the best PR teams out there. When they feel the heat, when someone lights them up, light them up, and they feel the heat, they take action. They buy a player, keep them quiet for now. So what they do, they keep us monitoring players. Oh, United are interested. You know how many players we were interested in summer? You know how many chats we had to run as fan channels because we're linked to this. I mean, Manutd. Who else? There were so many of them. I've lost count of them because some of them are just like. It was so many, and most of them were really bad players and cheap and crap. But we were linked to them. But they was not on Ten Hag's list. This was their list, what they wanted, as their thoughts, as their options. See what I mean? This is the crap we as fans have to deal with. But we cannot stop the Glazer out movement. We have to keep pushing because this club is not going to be winning no league titles anytime soon. We're not going to win no Champions League anytime soon because of the reluctance. The club has to be stripped from top to bottom. I'm being honest. Let's call it as it is. People say, oh, Tim, you're being too hard. I'm not being hard. I'm just being realistic. It is what it is. You can't. When you make a dump, it's going to smell. You can spray as much air freshener as you want. It has to stink. That's the nature of the beast. But these clowns think just dressing it up, the wall needs to be brought down. Not, oh, we'll fix that. We'll put one new brick there, put another new brick in the middle, fix another brick in the bottom, and the wall will look nice. But when the wall shakes again, the same cracks come out again. Oh, we'll just plaster over it, No, no. The structure has to change. You can't apply the same rules for something not working and expect a different result. It does not work. It don't work. New rules will change a situation when the process has been changed. You can't apply the same rules for an old process when the process is still the old process. It don't work like that. And things won't change if United don't change. United have to make that change. The structure has to change. The organization structure has to change. The leadership structure has to change. The ownership structure has to change. Sir Radcliffe has said, and it wasn't until Sir Radcliffe said, I am a football fan, I'm a United fan, and I'm ready to buy this club. United need an owner who wants to buy, invest, improve, and take them back to the top of the football pinnacle. That's what an owner needs to be. Not an owner who's like, yeah, it just a number of my investments. It's just a number in my portfolio. Number 26. All right. I need to pull out 20 million. Pull out 20 million from this number 6 portfolio, which is Man United. I'm gonna dip it on. Go and put invest in a shopping mall. No, it's not that. This is an astronomical, gigantic project on its own, and it is a milk cow. These guys are milking the cow. So they always say, why pay for the milk when the cow is free? You're getting the milk free. Well, of course they're not going to want to sell, but they only want to sell when they're feeling the heat and the pressure, which we need to put up and push on. If not, they will keep there, pull the dividends out, throw one new player out there to you, and yay, we got a player. They know how to play us because the fan base is divided. Oh, why are you complaining? Didn't we get Anthony? Yeah, we got Anthony. He was 45 million. He's now at 95 million. Because these people did not move in time when they should have got him. They got him when they didn't. See what I mean? Is that lack of organization, lack of making the right proactive? United are reactive and not proactive. Do you know the difference between reactive and proactive? Reactive, they only react when, oh, proactive, get it done before it gets to that point. It's like the guy who puts an alarm when the alarm on the stable when the horses already bolted. The horses already left the stable and they've gone into the forest. Now you're gonna put an alarm on the stable. There's nothing there to protect. It's too late. This is the acrimonious problem, acrimonious situation, relation we have with this club. It's not going to get any better. It can't, because it just won't. The fact of the matter is, the Glazers know it's like they know our weak points. Our weak points are players. They have a list of players, so it's like free list. United fans have a list. Director of Football has a list. The Glazers have a list. We scream and shout, we want that player. Director of Football tells the Glazers, this player. The director, no. Go further down the list. No. That guy, he's too expensive. Let's go further down. Oh, him. How is he? On a scale of 6 out of 10, 6. He'll be fine for United. He's cheap. Send him down. We'll make arrangements. But the top player we want, who will make an impact, who will make a difference, who will make a change and make the team play better. No, he's too expensive. Oh, if you do get him, you're not spending next summer. So they're saying, enjoy this summer, enjoy this transfer window, because next one's going to be a drought. It's going to be a hunger strike. Thank you very much for sharing our video. Don't forget to smash a like. Thank you very much. Let us know. You could add your comments if you agree. The Glazers have really stopped Erik ten Hag from improving this team by telling him he cannot have any money for January. They, like what Murtough was saying, you see, they give you so much of this crap. It's so embarrassing at times. Like, do you actually hear yourself, John Murtough, saying, this was a great window. It's all about the club moving forward. We will always support the club, but we also look at the macroeconomics and the pre-pandemic economy of the world, global finances. So what he's trying to say is, while we are spending money for this summer, we can't do this all the time, because it's like they pulled that money from last summer for next summer to plan for this summer. Who the hell does that? I tell you who does that. A club that is disorganized. A club that doesn't know the left or the right or the back or the front or the east or the west or the north or the south. Just going around. Like how a hamster is in a circle? Hamster, it just zoom, 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 but it's actually going nowhere. It's like like a car when the car's spinning with zzz, but it's still in the same spot. It's burning the tires. But it's not going anywhere. It's in the same spot. That's where we are. Yes, we won 4 games in a row. Yes, we won our first game. Yes, we have. So yes, we have. I just distracted my my little boy was on something. So yeah, so it is. This is the situation we have found ourselves in. A situation where we cannot go forward, we cannot go backwards. We're just stuck right there in the middle, where the fans are left and the fans are right. Because this fan base is so divided, and the Glazers love us when we're this divided like this. Unite to conquer, divide you fall. Unite we conquer, divide we fall. Because when one set of fans are saying, "Oh, why are you blaming the Glazers? They spend money, blah blah blah," and you have other fans who are like, "No, they haven't. They've taken out more than they put in." Remember what Richard Arnold said in the summer, where there is a lot of money available for the manager. Really? Wow. There is a lot of money. So we bought Ericsson free, Malaysia, 12 million. What's his name? Anthony, 90 plus million, because he was available cheaper for 40. But this club, because they're so slower than a crippled turtle, they now ended up spending twice the amount. Now, whose fault is that? The incompetence of them, right? But they're not gonna say that. They're gonna say overpriced. No, not overpriced. You messed up. You were chasing some player who said he was not even planning of coming. He was not even think. He made the decision back in May that I'm staying in Barcelona. I need to get my money. Just like any of us would. If a club owes you that much money, why should you leave? I'm not leaving. I do not care. I'm staying where I am to get my money. So De Jong, people should not bash De Jong at all. He needs to get paid because Barcelona, they're trying to screw the guy over, as they have been screwing so many players. That mob mentality. But we spent all the summer chasing one guy when there were other players we should be have spent the money on and bought for cheaper, like Martinez, like Anthony. Martinez is a gem, an absolute jewel. Player of the month, mate. Player of the month. How did he got? They gave the player of the month to Rashford. Maybe because he scored. I think maybe so. Because scored two against who did we play last? We played Arsenal. Yeah, because scored two against Arsenal. He did get yeah. So that is what it is. But Sancho is not in the England squad. How he's not there is beyond me. I'm flabbergasted. How Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw are in that team when they haven't played. I'm discombobulated. So you ask yourself, are players judged on what they did last Euros or judged on the current form on the club? Because you're judged on what you're playing currently, not what you used to do. So how these guys got into the England team and Sancho's not in the England team, it does make you to think, hmm, either the coaching or the select committee who picked these players are confused, blind, or just dumb stupid. That just as bad as all I can explain. Because how Sancho's not in that England team, I don't get it. I do not get it. It is what it is. Think about it. We were linked to everyone and everyone, even Billy the Butcher. We were linked to, but it's used to keep us interested, keep us locked in, keep us hoping and working and hoping and believing the club is doing something. But they're just throwing out names and players out of a bag and just keep us locked to the phones, locked to looking for breaking news and da. Not till we got Casemiro and Anthony. Then teams started to feel like, you know what? Wow, we got this. We got this. And Eric Ten Hag, don't get me wrong, he's a very good player, very good manager. He's a very good manager. No, let me have a cup of tea first. Have a cup of tea. NBC Premier League. So my point here is right. We need improvements. We need reinforcements in the January window to sustain, because we don't have a deep squad. We don't. Now that Charlie Savage had been upgraded to the first team, that's still a kid, mate. That's still a young kid. Yes. Um, then there's also the Mason Greenwood issue. Oh, I've been going on so many fan forums, and I don't know why these people constantly. I constantly have to battle out with these bunch of buffoons who keep spreading fake narratives and misleading these sheep. We have a social. Social media is free. I mean, it's supposed to be free. I mean, you could just go on Google and check, or go on Man United website and check, or check on other reliable sources. Mason Greenwood, just because he was added into the under 21 England Man United team, he's contracted to United. They haven't but no they have an obligation to add him as a player. Doesn't mean he's found not guilty. Doesn't mean he's free. He's still under bail. He's still on bail. He's still under investigation. Case is still on. So instead of lying, light up a pipe, light up a pipe, and smoke it, because you're actually spreading rumors that are literally unacceptable. So let's just shut that down. If Mason Greenwood is back, Man United will be the first to announce that, not you, who's constantly spreading fake narratives, fake news. Please do yourself a favor. Get a life, mate. Get a bloody life and stop spreading fake narratives. Mason Greenwood is not back, has not been back, is not coming back anytime soon till further notice. So let's just roll that little box of that and put it to one side, and let's keep it moving and have a bag of chips. So this is where we are. I'll roll us forward. Eric Ten Hag might not get any money for January. He has asked and told them, I think I actually want money for January transfer. And they told him, mate, we just spent all this. They said they spent 95 million on Anthony, 50 plus on Martinez, 12 on Malaysia. Ericsson was free. 40 something on Casemiro. So they think they've done enough that they don't need. But ask yourself, why can't we ever sell anyone? Who have we sold? Let's look at it. Pereira, that's it. So Pereira, loaned out Bailly, loaned out Ahmed, loaned out, I think we sold Chong. But that's about it. That is about it. Nothing else. There's nothing else. You still have people like Brandon Williams. Where does he fit in there? Where we still got Transibi. Where does he fit in there? See what I mean? And you still have Lord Jones. Where does he fit in there? Wan-Bissaka is not going to be starting for Man United in any time soon, because the form in the low, the improvement in the low, the football this guy is playing, mesmerizing and scientific football, going forward, crossing, delivering, playing as an attacking fullback. I can't see Wan-Bissaka coming back into this team under any circumstances anytime soon, mate. It's only coming into this team if the low is injured or suspended. Other than that, Wan-Bissaka, sorry, son. It is what it is. As for Lucio, it's the same thing happening on the left. Malaysia is playing exceptionally well. So no time soon are you going to be starting those games. Oh, you're going to start for England. Oh, that's a guaranteed. Southgate will start you without a doubt of a hint of a shadow of a doubt. You will start for England. But Man United, not happening, mate. Not happening. But despite not starting, not playing, you get a regular spot for England. Ain't that funny? As they say, ain't that a bitch? Pardon my language, it's just funny for me. Absolutely not funny, mate. It's actually stupid. But yeah. So another consortium came out from somewhere, which I read on some of these. I got the information of some of these news reports that that a consortium was being formed to get 20%, 26% of the shares ownership of United. We don't want all these slices here, slices there. You're either going to buy the whole cake or don't buy the cake. Because all this taking one slice out of the cake when I want to do it, because the more slices you have of different cake owners, the more problems you're going to have. Oh, I'm not on my 26%. I want to take out my 26% and do something else with the money. Oh, I don't approve you spend. No. We want one cake owner one big cake, one big owner, one great owner who's going to eat the cake and make the cake smell nice and beautiful and build the cake again and make the club fantastic. That's the kind of cake owner we want, not 20% here, 10 here, owned by Chinese people, owned by Russians, owned by. No, no, we don't need all that. One owner takes everything, full responsibility. That's what we want, and that's what will work. People said, Tim, what about the fan ownership? This fan ownership stuff, it is more, it is harder than people actually think it is. The fan ownership is more difficult than people are. With fan ownership, we still will own most of the club, but we are not in the board meetings to. They will have representatives. What if that person who's the board representative has a different agenda from the other fans? Then what? Back to square one, isn't it? This is what we're saying. We need one good owner who truly, truly wants to be an owner and wants United to do very well and be the best of the best, not just owning it for the sake of owning it. We want somebody who really wants to take this club back to the pinnacle of English European football, the powerhouse of all powerhouses, not just making up numbers. We don't want to be the new Arsenal, whereby top four is an achievement. Under Wenger, that was just the as I'm in top four, we are good to go. That's not us. That has never been in the United DNA. We don't make up numbers. Numbers follow us. We are number one on the pinnacle on the tree, the big dog in the house. Then the rest will follow. Remember that song? Free your mind and the rest will follow. When you free your mind and believe you're the best and you're getting the best and you're owned by the best and you have the best players and you're on the top of your game, the rest will follow. But at this moment in time, we're just a number maker. We were the sixth best team in England just last season, sixth. So there are five other teams better than us. And it could have been worse. We could have been the top best eighth because take out Ronaldo and De Gea. Oh, Joe, it would have been I think we would have been mid-table, if not further down the table, easily, easily. And we saw it. We saw it. It was plain, simple, and obvious to everyone. United last season were just not good enough, and the players are down tools. Apart from Ronaldo and De Gea, all the players most of them couldn't be asked. They couldn't be bothered. Oh, you know what? Randy ain't going to be headlong, so why should I make my effort? It doesn't matter who's coming in. It should be whoever's the man. You give your all. Don't worry about that. You worry about yourself. But in their mind, like, why should I impress him? He's not going to make any decisions next season. He won't even be here. You can't have that mentality. They always forget. People are always watching. People are always watching. Always. Always watching. 100%. Regardless. So, it would be nice if United can reinforce. If United can reinforce in the summer, I mean in the January window, which will even make us stronger going into the other stretch. Don't forget, there is a World Cup coming up in November. So there's going to be a break. Right? With the World Cup in motion, players who will come back from the World Cup, most might come out tired, fatigued, burnt out, injured. And you want them to be up and running and just play the league? They're not machines. They're not a clockwork toy, just whine. No, and no, it's not that. No, it's more than that. It's also a mental, a physical, and a psychological. Yeah, it's simple. It's that simple. But overall, I just hope United board can see clearly and understand what Ten Hag really wants, his vision and his mission. For his vision and his mission to be accomplished, he needs backing. If he's not backed, like Bems asked a question yesterday, he asked two questions. Where will United finish in top four? And he asked, will Ten Hag be a success at United? The first question I'll answer what Bems asked. Bems is a Houston Red Army, we nicknamed the controversial one. Simple as this. Top four. I see Man City, no fact. Eric Haaland killing it, blowing teams away. Liverpool haven't got into the gear yet because they're facing injuries. Chelsea just got a new owner, so they're still in transition. They found Tuchel. This new guy Potter had to adjust. So you got Man City, they got Spurs with Conte, consistent. They haven't lost yet, still doing it. They have Arsenal with Arteta on fire for now. Then you have United. So if things go according to plan and United reinforce in January, I think they'll make top four. I think they would. I think as it stands now, it's a bit too early to make those decisions because it's only week 6 games. It's six games, yes. 6 games. And we still got to figure out where to fit in 2 more games in an already congested World Cup season. And Europa, and FA Cup, and the League Cup. We got to win something. We really got to win a trophy this season. It would be nice. It would really be nice to win a trophy. The last time we won a trophy was under Jose Mourinho, the Europa League Cup and the League Cup. So what does that say? Exactly. But yet, I get a lot of these people that Ole took us to second place. Please, don't be fooled. Please don't be fooled. The following season, where did we finish? Where's the exactly my point? So if we can, my stomach itching me. If we can get a spot in the top four, that's improvement. That's improvement. We can get a spot. If we can finish in top four and win a trophy, even if it's the Europa League, I'll take a League Cup now. I'll take a League Cup right here, right now. I'll take a League Cup. People say, "Oh, it's just the League Cup." Just the League Cup. We can't even win just the League Cup. So please stop saying that. Who do you think went to the final last season's League Cup? Chelsea and Liverpool. Who went to the final of the FA Cup? Chelsea and Liverpool. If it's just a trophy, you think they'll be competing? Exactly my point. It's about what you can win. You see, a trophy shows, right, your collective efforts, what you've achieved collectively as a team. We have not achieved anything collectively since Jose Mourinho. The trophy cupboard is empty. Even the Spiders got nowhere to join the webs because the cabinet is empty. That's what it is. It just is empty. But we need to win a trophy. It would be nice to win a League Cup, an FA Cup, or a Europa League. I'll take it. I'll take one trophy. I'll take any trophy. So, as I was saying, let me. So, as I was saying earlier, this season, United got to win a trophy. They got to win something collective to show, to justify the money we spent this season was worth it. I mean, with the players we've injected into the team, the Anthony, the Martinez, the Malaysia, and the players, the Ericssons, the Casimeros, the and the Sancho's, Ronaldo. We have good enough players on paper to win a trophy, even if it's just the League Cup. It would be a great start to build. People forget. Alex Ferguson's first trophy was the 1990 FA Cup, and he was about to be sacked. Kind of. They want Fergie out. 1990 FA Cup saved him. What did he win 99? 91? Because then they had when you won the FA Cup, you went to another trophy called the European Cup Winners' Cup. So those who won FA Cups went into Cup Winners' Cup. Those who won the league went into European Champions League. And those who came third for went to the UEFA. So there are 3 European trophies then. But they've now moved the Cup Winners and the UEFA into one trophy at the Europa. So, as it stands, United have to win a trophy. They need to win a trophy. With all the money we spent this season, we should win a trophy. It would be great to win a trophy. It just makes sense to win a trophy. There is no other alternative not to win a trophy. We just have to win a trophy collectively to at least show we could achieve collectively with silverware at the end of the tunnel. That's all we need. But also, we also need to be able to play football in the appropriate and Eric Ten Hag way. United haven't actually started playing Eric Ten Hag. We were literally playing counter-attacking football, which is soak out the pressure, trying to hit them on a break. We're not playing Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag is sitting you right up there. You're sitting deep in the opponent's area. That's Eric Ten Hag's football. And that's not what we're doing. We're not. No. We're not doing that at the moment. No, we're not. We're not doing that. We're not. We are playing counter-attacking football. And when teams now decide to press us, we look for little loopholes. Just like the Arsenal game. You saw the Arsenal game. Those 2 goals, the last 2 goals were literally identical. So I mean, here's what it is. Hit him on a break. But him on a break, you need fast players like Rashford, Sancho, Anthony. Ronaldo's going to get the ball deeper now, so he's not in the box as he should. But Sancho's not the type who's going to cross the ball in the box. It won't be him. It will be Malaysia or Badalo or Anthony. That will get him the balls in the box. But playing the way United play now, the counter, it's going to be Rashford through the middle. But if Rashford doesn't start against Man City, and you all remember, the FA have discharged Ronaldo for knocking a phone out of a child's hand after the game against Everton last May, whereby United just lost that game. They're walking off angry. What do you want to call it? This child, had the phone trying to, and Ronaldo knocked the phone off the hand. The mother said the hand and it snapped in two. Really? Come on now. He apologized. He got police warning. Now the FA are trying to charge him. I mean, what for this time? And when they do charge him, we're looking at a game ban, and which we can't afford to have Ronaldo banned now. He's just gotten back from um his fitness, trying to get back because he didn't go to preseason. He needs his fitness back. You know. Here comes FA charging Ronaldo. Then there was Ari. Okay. Blaming everyone else of his poor form other than himself, the man in the mirror. So I mean, that's the problem right there. Accountability, taking accountability of your own individual performances. And he was asked, and a journalist asked him, "How had been? Oh, I've been dropped for one game, and the team is doing well." Sarcastically, egotistic, arrogant twat. You know what I mean? Who the fuck knows that? Who says that? The manager since the manager put me on the bench. Oh, the team seems to be doing well. Really, mate? Really? Is that where we are? It is what it is, mate. It is what it is. But I think United need to get hold of all those leaks and take care of it. Also, this what's it? January window, United need to buy some players. There's no we have to reinforce because if you look at it, and I've mentioned earlier, with this World Cup coming, the players are going to come back lethargic, tired, burnt out. Especially if the teams are we have teams who will go to the final. You know, if not, we're going to struggle. We're going to have another season like this. I hope the game against City on Saturday, Super Sunday, the Manchester Derby. I hope we do well. I hope we get a result. I hope we stop Ireland from scoring. I think Martinez and Varane should be on their toes because that guy is a beast. I just hope we're able to manage him and take care of him and make sure we get a result. It would be fantastic. I would love it. You know, like with Kevin Keegan back in the day. I would love it, love it, love it if we beat Man City. That would be great. That would be exceptionally lovely. That means we're beating Liverpool, beating Arsenal, beating City. That would be absolutely bloody lovely. So yes. Well, gentlemen, ladies, thank you for watching our show today. I wanted to say thank you so much. Um, there was also something I wanted to talk about. That was yes, there was something we talked about this week. Casemiro or Casemiro or McTominay. We all can see McTominay has drastically improved under Ten Hag. That's not disputed. I get it, and I'm not the biggest McTominay fan, and I've been saying this. When it was McFred, who sat in front, who babysat the back four last season. No, under Ole, mostly under Ole. That was two guys doing one job. That's why we're not. That's why we were not creative because you had two people sitting back and only Bruno up there. Or Pogba, revised versus however it was played at the time. But what you got to understand now is there is no more McFred. It's McTominay who's taking control. He's playing in the midfield with Bruno and Ericsson, so he's doing really great. But Casemiro, one of if not the best CDM in the world currently in Europe. Is being kept at the team. That's funny, isn't it? But I feel it will take time. Casemiro will need to get fitness because the La Liga and the Premier League are completely two different leagues altogether. They're not the same in any way or form. It just the La Liga might just be a bit more technical and has a bit more superior skill sets. But in terms of physicality, you just can't beat the Premier League because 100 miles an hour speed and physicality in the Premier League. You really need to be physically tough and strong, and you don't have to be taller than you don't have to be tall. So with McTominay and Casemiro, I believe McTominay has drastically improved. 100%. If you think Casemiro should start against City, drop your comments. If you think McTominay should start ahead of Casemiro, drop your comments. I feel, as of where we are today, in today's current form, McTominay has done well. He has done well. There's no disputing. I'm not his biggest fan, but when I even saw him play for Scotland, he's literally. I think Ten Hag has kind of brought the best, and he's been working out like yeah, and probably learning. They always say sometimes, right? When you're surrounded with better players, you pick up better training habits, better training methods. You can even learn stuff there. You know what I mean? When you're around Casemiro, Ericsson, Bruno, people who are quality midfielders, you could also learn part of it as well. I mean, it also depends on if you want to learn. Because some players they get to a certain age like, no, I don't need to learn. I don't need to learn shit. I'm done. I'm good enough. Like one player once said, I must be doing something right because all the managers keep picking me. Oh, son of a bitch, mate. And he scored for his country and started doing all this. And Roy Keane labeled, ran right into it. Roy Keane destroyed it like, you score against Albania and you're doing that. Get a fucking life, mate. But this is where we are today. Some players just don't get it. When I mean don't get it, you'll be surprised they don't get it. They just don't. I even learned that this is so simple. Why are you getting it? Oh no, they don't get it. But we hope they get it. You are on the bench for a reason. Because for the first team, you cannot dispossess anyone in the first team currently. So you will take the bench and warm the bench honorably and humbly. Simple as that. Eat your pie, drink your tea, and a bag of chips, mate. And stop whining and whinging and complaining. Those players on the bench who constantly leaking out, this is to you. Enough is enough. Yes, you could voice your opinions because it's your opinion, but be accurate. Stop making up shit and stop making lies against other players. Say it as it is. And if you are those players who refuse to take accountability, no one's going to take it serious, mate. Hey, I had a very bad game today, and I'm hoping to improve my game next week because it was all my fault. No, you know, we're not sure what happened. We're going to go again next week. No one wants to hear that shit. We had the manager who came up with that ball every week. We don't want that. If you are man enough and you are really the man in the mirror, like Michael Jackson said, accountability is key. It's just like when you admit you're a criminal, it's part of you solving, and you want to change your ways. It's part of your trying to recuperate, trying to get your life back, trying to better yourself by admitting that, stop living in denial and stop living accountability. I'm not here to make a psychological class now. I'm just simply saying when players are accountable, people respect you. But when you're lack of accountable and you keep shifting the blame left, right, center, it was the sun, the sign, the sea, the bird I couldn't see, the goalkeeper didn't block my view. Man, no one had that bullshit. No one really wants to do that. So what I will say, and I will still say, is Man United players need to start taking accountability for poor performances. And if you are on the bench and Eric Ten Hag has placed you on the bench, there must be a reason you're not starting. It just shows currently in this squad, you are not the first person to be put on the sheet. When he gets to you, he will get to you. But meanwhile, start working and improving on how to get back into the team instead of trying to plot to scheme people who are in the team. See what I mean? Because there's a lot of jealousy and envy and, oh, my spot is lost. If you're playing good football, you won't be losing your spot. See what I mean? I don't know the state of Anthony Martial. I don't know if he's coming back yet. I don't know what his injury state is. I put it out there. I have a feeling he won't be back. I don't think much, but it would be nice to see because this season we haven't seen Martial, Rashford, and Sancho. We haven't seen that combination. We haven't. Excuse me. We haven't seen that combination. It would be nice to see Martial, Sancho, and Rashford. It would also be nice to see Sancho, Martial, and Anthony. That'd be a good combination. It'd also be good to see Sancho and Anthony and Ronaldo. That'd be another good combination up front. So there are games for everybody, but when your opportunity comes, grab it with both hands and make sure you give your all wearing that badge and not constantly complaining. Oh, I'm just sitting on the bench because the manager didn't play with and the team's playing better. All that undertone psychological sarcasm is just not good enough, mate. Grow up, be accountable, look in the mirror, and be the man in the mirror. Glory, glory, man. I'm Tim Ross, your host. I shall see you on the next one. But we've talked about McTominay and Casemiro. Yes, McTominay should be starting because of his performance so far. Is he the greatest player? No, he's not. Is he one of the hardworking players? Yes, he is. Casemiro still trying to get used to the English league pace and power and physicality. So he will adjust. Man United, board, and Ten Hag. Ten Hag wants to spend in January. The board don't want to spend in January. They're saying you've already spent this kind of money this summer, so we're going to look for next summer. And even next summer, we can't even guarantee they're going to, because you've taken all the money from last summer to spend it this summer, which is a nice load of cobblers. Also, FA decided to charge Ronaldo for knocking the phone out of a kid's hand at the game at Everton. He got police warning. He got told by the police and got a warning. Um, he tried to apologize to the child. The mother's playing. I don't know what game she's trying to play now. Um, we don't want anything from Ronaldo. She want a court settlement. I don't know what she's thinking, but that is it. That is the situation. But overall, but overall, I would say this: Man United can be improved, and we can get to that promised land of pinnacle of English European football if the ownership changes. The ownership won't change. This team will not get as far as they can with the potential available and with the manager because they'll keep on blocking and stopping and blocking the ways to improve the club. Because the owners are not about improving the club, they're about the club just being okay. Okay is not always okay. Sometimes being the best of the best is okay. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm Tim Rossi, host. Don't forget to follow us, subscribe, like, and share, and follow us on all the social media platforms. We're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Tumblr, and we're on Spotify. So look for us and share our content. And please, please don't forget to subscribe and support this channel. Your support has been absolutely overwhelming. But keep supporting and keep subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one. From us, it's goodbye and good night.